Microsoft have launched a really useful new feature in Copilot called Notebooks. Watch the video to learn more. So Microsoft have launched a really useful feature called Notebooks. Now, this is an alternative or a version of ChatGPT's projects, which you might be familiar with if you've watched any of my past videos around ChatGPT projects. So the idea is twofold really. So it allows you to stay organized with, to use the word project, a particular project or perhaps a task or a piece of work by keeping all of that content in one place. So all your conversations and chats and work around that particular project are organized in one, to use Microsoft terminology, one notebook. Pretty handy to stay focused and to stay organized. But the other major advantage is that it allows you to provide Copilot, in this case, with context and relevant, useful and background information. So you can upload files, you can upload documents, logos, branding, brand guidelines, and uniquely to Copilot, because it's not available on ChatGPT, you can also point to relevant websites as well. So all of this ensures that you are providing better quality work, particularly if it's around content creation, in that particular notebook or project that you are working on. So how do you access it? Well, it has suddenly appeared on the left-hand menu here in this sidebar. I've noticed that Copilot has undergone a recent revamp. It's looking much neater, more user-friendly now, and the sidebar was actually on the right. So don't get too confused, but it's now on the left, and you've got notebooks here. So once you select that, this opens up and you've got your notebooks here. You've got the ability to create a new notebook there, exactly the same as that link there. Favorites, so you can favorite your notebooks. So nothing happening there, probably because I haven't actually favorited anything, or I've only got the one particular notebook, which I've named bollingersocial.co.uk website. We'll have a look at that and a little bit of a practical demo shortly, but let's use Microsoft's tips here to get a bit of a better understanding of how notebooks work. So as Microsoft say, you can gather your content, bring together your files, pages, notes, and more. I assume by and more they mean websites in a notebook. Get answers. Ask questions, and Copilot can analyze notebook content to find answers, identify key themes, and draw insight. So all the while, it can reference any type of content, documentation, information, data around the projects that you are working on. Start creating. Draft something new with Copilot based on the content in your notebook. So that means you won't necessarily have to repeat something twice because it will already have that information. So, for example, if you're running a regular recurring event and you've input the date, time, venue, then that's not going to change. Copilot's going to know that, so you won't have to state that every time you do a promo post on, let's say, social media for your event. So let's just dive into a little bit more detail and click on this particular notebook. So we get a slightly different interface now. I've got the name here. Now, this is where we edit the instructions. So really, you kind of give it a bit of a brief in terms of what your notebook or project is all about. As Microsoft say themselves, ask Copilot to focus on topics, use a specific tone, or respond in a format like a bulleted list. So you can specify all of that. Basically, you're saying what you want Copilot to do within this notebook and how you want it to do it. So sorted that out in terms of the instructions there. Then we've got the standard prompt area, and as it rightly says, ask Copilot about your references or another topic for this notebook, and you can upload more content there if you wish. And then we've got the reference documents that I've already uploaded. So that's different from your one-off upload. So to add reference documents, you click this icon here, and then you can upload reference documents such as a link to my website, such as my customer avatar. So great if you're creating content, because Copilot will then aim that content at my particular audience, and it'll do it in my style because I've also uploaded the brand guidelines. Now, if you want to create some notes, then you can just use this page feature, and then these notes will be included in the reference material. So it's like, I suppose, an instant way of adding some information to your notebook. So let's just sort of say something like, so I know this is in the brand guidelines, but we'll say, actually, no, we'll change this. So we'll say length of, in fact, we'll just keep it simple. We'll call it blog posts, and then we'll say something like keep blog posts under 1,000 words. So I could have put an awful lot more detail than that. Equally, I could have actually put that in instructions. This area really is for more detailed type content that you want Copilot to reference. So we'll just close that down. We'll have saved that, and then you can see now that it has popped it into the reference area. This is a past record of all previous chats related to this particular notebook. And interestingly, perhaps a bit confusingly, there's a play audio button. So Copilot have just introduced audio overviews. You might have seen that in a past video in OneDrive, but I'm not really sure of the purpose of that in here. It seems to be tech for the sake of tech, because all it's going to do is really describe what this project's about. And seeing as I own it and have constructed it, I know what this notebook/project is about, so pointless. Anyway, the actual idea is solid, and it can work quite well. So let's have a bit of a demonstration. So what I'm going to do is actually paste in an outline of a blog post. So that's the end of it there. You can see final thoughts, and the blog post is about AI security, sharing data, and what not to put in prompts, and so on. There you go. What not to share with AI chatbots, why AI safety matters, practical guide for business owners and marketers, and you've got the typo there, so how to stay safe and secure when using AI tools. So what I can do is create a blog post. So it's going to know that it's doing that for my website. It's going to know the audience that it's aimed at. It's got a reference to my website there, another blog post. It's got that note about it not being more than 1,000 words, and it can do it in all the right style and tone, because it's got my brand guidelines as well. So let's fire that off, and it should result in a very high quality blog post written in my desired business style, according to my brand guidelines, and less than 1,000 words. So it's putting together the blog post there, and hopefully it says, would you like me to format this for your website, or turn it into a downloadable PDF for your clients? Could be quite useful. It's kind of put it sort of like quite it's elaborated on the headings a little bit. I think in practice I'd want a little bit more detail, and of course I can instruct it to do that. Perhaps my prompt was a bit weak initially, but this is just really purely for demo purposes. But of course, the beauty of AI is that I can now go back, have an iterative approach, and ask it to put in more detail, either in the whole blog post or in the various sections. So there we go. I think really useful feature, notebooks. You might want to take a look at projects in ChatGPT as well, particularly if you have recurring tasks, projects, and pieces of work that you are working with on a regular basis. I hope you found that useful.